It is better to learn from someone else's mistakes. So listen to this next bit a little carefully on what to avoid when making your own audiobook. Hi there everyone, welcome to Pen to Paper. I'm Leah Lindman, author of the Canadian Reminiscence Series. Today is going to be a little bit more of a personal teaching moment. Last week I shared with you how you can go about producing your audiobook for under $24 or around $24. Except, I don't know if you saw the disclaimer in last week's video, but the PRO-LAV mic, which I did get, which is $24, is no longer available. Who knows? That might change. It might become available again. But if you're needing a PRO-LAV mic, there are other ones that come to around $35. So you can still produce your audiobook on a really great budget. Now, for cheap. Now I'm going to share with you 3 main lessons that I've learned from when I produced or recorded my first audiobook, which was 8 years ago. I'm only releasing now. It is up, by the way, on, let me try to remember. Libro, it's up on Libro, and I think it's some German audiobook site, I can't remember, and Barnes & Noble. So I will put down the Libro and Barnes & Noble link down below so you can now get Redeemed from the Ashes as an audiobook there. And I would love, if you're an audiobook lover, I would love to hear what you think. Yes, it's not perfect, but as I said, I've learned some lessons from it, so I want to share them with you so you don't make the same mistakes. Lesson number 1 is to slow down. When I was first recording this audiobook, I could tell that was something I needed to do. So I actually slowed down every file by 95%. So it's funny, when you do that on Audacity, it actually lowers the register of your voice slightly. So it's not too low that it really doesn't sound like me, but it's something I did have to do because I was a little speedy at times. You know, you're just trying to get through the material, or you are a little nervous, especially when you're performing in front of people, or you're coming up to this scene that's a little bit maybe more sensual or romantic and gushy and mushy, and you just kind of run through it because it feels slightly uncomfortable. That is lesson number 1. Make sure you enunciate, you slow down, you say the words with meaning. And also watch out for your intonation. Sometimes you're going to need lower intonation, higher intonation, just depending on what the content is. So really, that kind of goes with speed. Lesson number 2 is lean in to what you're reading. Also, what's helped me see this when I've listened to my old recordings and also listening to audiobooks now is really listening to the intonation and the leaning in of the narrators as they narrate the audiobook, and how really it's an acting skill. So pretend that you're acting in front of an audience. Now, obviously, they don't see you, but they hear your voice, and your voice projects so much. I think what's really helped me, get better at this too is, having made videos for the last almost 4 years, definitely 3 years, coming up on my 3rd-year anniversary. I don't know. I got to go back and check the dates of how long I've had this channel up and running on a regular basis. But leaning into the meaning behind the words, the feeling in the setting that you're trying to convey, and that all comes through intonation and how you say the words. So definitely don't rush. You can take multiple takes. You just edit it out. But all I'm going to say is lean in. And if you have a hard time conceptualizing that, then listen to audiobooks and see how the narrator narrates in the exciting suspenseful parts, or maybe in the slower romantic parts, or the sad parts, or the happy parts. Really, the best way to do this is to learn from who is already good at it, and that would be professional audiobook narrators. So definitely take the time to listen to audiobooks. And this month is the perfect month to do it because it is audiobook month. Hey there, if you are looking to hear writing tips and advice and anything to do with writing, really, publishing, marketing, audiobooks, I am here for you every week. So go ahead and click that like button, hit the subscribe bell, and I'll see you next week. My third and last lesson that I would like to impart to you guys is now this is something different I'm doing this time around. I'll explain that sentence in a minute. But edit your content and your work as you go. So I said that I did it in sessions where I gathered a voice cast to do it, and we would do it either once a week or once every 2 weeks. It was really, the reason why I've only done my audiobook now instead of like 8 years ago is because when I was done, as I was recording, I had 30 chapters to go through and edit. It just seemed like this huge mountain that needed to be devoured. And really, if I had just edited the chapters as I went, so, week 1, do 4 chapters, and then while I'm waiting to go into week 2 or every second week, you edit those chapters while you're waiting and not recording. So my suggestion is edit as you record. Now, if you are narrating by yourself, that might be slightly different, unless you want to break it up where you narrate and then you record, and then you narrate and you record. That could work as well. And also, the reason why I'm saying this, and I get to share this with you guys, is since I have finished Redeemed from the Ashes audiobook, we have already, most of the original cast, started on the sequel, Ghost of My Heart. And I'm so excited. We did an audio session this past Monday and we banged out 6 chapters and they sound so amazing. And what's great about me reflecting on the lessons that I want to share with you guys is that I was able to incorporate those lessons and learn from my lessons on this sequel. So I'm so excited for that. We have one more session where there's just 3 chapters left. There's 9 chapters altogether. So I'm planning to release it end of August. We'll see. And I'm going to take my suggestion. I have 6 chapters to edit now, and I'm going to do it before we do our next recording session, which is sometime mid-July. So that's what works for us. Anyways, I hope that if you've decided to do an audiobook, that these lessons will be helpful to you. So just remember, slow down, lean into the content, and edit as you go so it doesn't seem like such a big molehill at the end of recording. Have a great week, guys, and I will see you next week.